so it's been a good day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What you expected?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No.
More. I would
Be
know what to
honest.
expect.
What you expected? Guess what I expected?
Yeah.
More than I expected.
Yeah.
Good. A different TTT?
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
It is.
Better than the old one.
It is. Here's the deal. There's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on the table. And I'm not just talking about today. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm not talking about next week. I'm not talking about next month. I'm not talking about next year. What am I talking about? I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about everything. It's that serious. I laugh in my head every day. I laugh. Because I think about how I sacrificed a lot of my sleep, a lot of my time, a lot of my life working for another organization that didn't even appreciate me for the slightest little minute. Paid me decent at the end of the day, you know. 90 G's for a year wasn't bad. It wasn't good either for 20 hours a day of work. Sometimes 72 hours without sleeping. We've all probably been there. I know we did if we played that way. But now I look and I look and I look at stuff like this. And I think about the dollar a unit possible. Wish you would have had that, huh?
Yeah.
I
would have made $12,000 in December.
Seriously. Because here's the deal. Here's the deal. He understands the deal. He understands the deal. He understands the deal. And the reason I just pointed these three people out is because every single day since they've been with me, remember I made that comment? Since day one he's been planning for this position right now. That's because day one, this man had a notebook and a pen and a paper when he showed up to my training class. And he said, everything you say I'm going to write down today, sir. And if I said it too fast, he said, what did you say? Okay, thank you. Am I right or not?
Yep. Right.
Then from that training, within the first week, what did he have me doing? He had me sitting at a table with my laptop on a Google Drive session with Mr. Adler. Remember that? In the cheap, slummy Best Western. Remember that? Oh my goodness. But we were happy, weren't we? And we were working.
We were happy though.
We were. We were. We were. It worked. It was slummy too. There was nothing else in that town. We killed it though, didn't we? We killed it. But I tell you this because this is what's happening, you know? I'm going to use Mr. Roccaforte as another example. I hope you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Since day one, same deal. The position he's in now, was there any compensation mentioned to you prior to you accepting the position or doing the things before you even asked? It's true. It's true. Because when he talked, I heard it, and I listened. Why? I had to gather my information on who he was, right? So I could aim correctly at what I was dealing with. I had to see what kind of motivator I needed to be for Mr. Roccaforte. Am I right or not? This 1,000 units that he did wasn't by chance. It was me telling him, I need 1,000 units from you. Period. No ands, ifs, or buts. If you think you're all that in a bag of chips, you want to be someone in this company, give me 1,000 units. True or false? I said 1,000 units.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Now, whether this happened that week because I told
And when
him
they kicked me out at 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve, Chad texted me going, "What the mother? They know what I'm trying to do here. They're kicking you out at 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve, pieces of God."
Bottom line is, is the same deal. I'm going to use Mr. Crott as an example again. And I hope you don't mind me picking on you. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, same deal. I didn't tell you what to do in Philly, did I? All this stuff you went over, he didn't tell you, did he? Did he tell you? No, some of it.
He gave me the title and said do it.
Exactly. Sounds similar to me. What did I tell you when I said, hey, we're going to do some knives? What did I say?
So you can go do it. This is what the box looks like. This is what's inside.
I did. I gave the man a box of knives and said, go do it.
You didn't even give me the box. You just sent me pictures. I didn't see the box till the script was written.
But the point is now, right now, today, Mr. Peter Roccaforte is taking a piece of every single knife sale in the United States of America coming out of Twin Towers Trading under Chad Jude. True or false?
That's true.
And when this goes to the next country, what's going to happen?
He's gonna get it too.
And the next country?
He's gonna get that too.
And all 19?
He gets all of them.
It's that simple. Same deal. Mr. Coffee, you take a piece off every single unit in the United States of America right now?
Yep,
What happens when you hit Puerto Rico?
I'm gonna take it.
What happens when we redo France?
I'm gonna run it like I own it and take it.
It's true. Because let me tell you, each and every one of you here, when I came over to Twin Towers, what was I told?
Take it.
I was. I'm no different than anyone sitting in this room. I really am not special. I'm really not in any way, shape, or form. But the one thing that makes me different, I feel, me, is I'm a doer. I don't sit around, I don't wait for people to tell me. I don't wait for solutions to hit me. I don't wait for me to be asked. I just do it. And I do it for the big picture sake. You came in and started day one because of what reason?
Because I just got suspended from my position in another company. They took my salary away.
That's right. And when you came day one with me, what did you say in your mind was going to happen in Twin Towers Trading?
I won't make a lot of money.
Did you think you'd be in the position you're in today?
I mean, no, but I fought for it.
You did. Instead of giving me no, giving me reasons why you couldn't, giving me excuses, instead what did you give me?
Solutions?
Solutions. A lot of what I see in America, and remember, I own multiple companies across different spectrums. Well, a lot of what I've seen as Americans is people cannot make decisions to save their life sometimes. They have to be told. And a lot of people in this room have been victimized by that same stinking thinking at previous employers because they were told you can't, you shouldn't, and don't. It's different with me. And I hope each one of you see in this culture, and from the training that Mr. Coffee has shown you today, I know you have a brain. And I want you to use it, don't I?
Yep.
I don't want to tell you every hour push the button. When the clock hits, push the button again, okay? That's right. Only say this. That's right. No matter what your tip does, you only say this, okay? Period. Because the majority of people are going to buy if you say this. Same deal. I'm empowering each one of you today. That's what this is about right now. I'm empowering each one of you to not be negative Nancy's, to not be sad Susies, but to be folks that are empowered to take charge of what I have given you the responsibility for. If you don't like something I do, he does, it's cool to say, I don't like it. Doesn't make sense. It's stupid even. But be prepared to give us your doer solutions of what you feel is the right direction. Because it will be taken and listened to. And the majority of the time, Mr. Coffee is correct. When you get solutions to current issues, what do you normally do?
I turn in and do.
Same thing with me. I'm not a stubborn old man. I can change on a dime anything I'm doing. And it doesn't bother me to say, you know what? I messed up. That wasn't the right way to do it. You're exactly right. We should do it that way right now. You've been in that situation with me, haven't you? All I'm saying is on an individual market level, at the end of the day, you are the person in charge of your paycheck. Not me. Not me. Every day you make that decision when you wake up in the morning of everything that you're going to do for the day. And I want to equate this to the same as training, because everybody here is trained at one time or another, am I right? Maybe Mr. Hogan, maybe not this job, but other jobs. Maybe Judy, not this job, but other jobs, am I right? I know you have, because you were a trainer, that's why I brought you over here. Long story short, whenever we get a new trainee, we normally have to work our butts off that first 72 hours, don't we? I mean, blood, sweat, and tears almost some days, right, Allison?
72.
Yeah. But I mean, that first 72 is crucial, am I right?
Yeah.
Like, what happens in that first 72? There was a show on that, or wasn't there? Or 48 hours, it was a show, but y'all get the point. 48, 72 hours, whatever it is the most crucial time in an emergency, in a problem, in a solution, anything. You have to look at it the same way for your jobs. And what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for when you go back on that plane Thursday. And I want you to think, because you're still here with me a couple days. I want you to think. Because as you think and you see me, I want you to talk to me. As you think and you see Peter, I want you to talk to him. As you think and you see Rick, I want you to talk to him. I want you to talk to us. Because when you leave on Thursday on that plane, you're expected to run it like you own it. What does that mean to you? That means individualize every single person. Take your district, your area, and analyze every single little thing and make your list. Same thing as we used to do when we watched trainees, used to make them watch videos. Write down everything you're doing right. Write down everything you're doing wrong. And then we start crossing off the list that they're doing wrong, don't we? And changing those things immediately, one by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, by one. For instance, if you're required to do anything, you know what I'm saying? You mark it, make sure no matter what, when I leave this conference, I will never, ever not do this. I will never, ever not do this. Never, ever not do this. Because what you're doing is taking charge of your own destiny. You're becoming a doer, an instant doer. If you're somebody that's running a district or an area, and you watch TV and play around on the internet, and you're not one of the top managers in the company, you probably shouldn't be a manager. For real. You shouldn't. You don't deserve to be. Because you're doing an injustice to your people and to the company as a whole. This is bigger than just me and you. We're talking about real lives. We're talking about people giving them jobs, and if they fail, they can lose their car, their house, their family, their kids, their lives. It's that serious. That serious. You're in a position of responsibility, just like myself. When I deal with problems, for instance, I told you about the gentleman I fired for eating chips without paying for him. Remember that story? You know why I fired him? To protect your job. 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 You have to look at each person and your district from that standpoint. Because one little thing the wrong way could cost a whole chain, which would cost a whole company. You have to think of it that seriously. It's no offense on Thursday if you leave and you say, you know what, this job is not for me anymore. I'm cool with that. I'd rather you take yourself out before you're taken out. It's that serious. And I'm sure everyone would agree, the things that we've gone over today, this is not rocket science, is it? I've seen so much approval across the room in faces and eyes and bodies. Am I right? You saw the same thing? I saw people saying, hell yeah! That's good stuff. If we were in a revival, we'd be shaking the napkins around. You know what I'm saying? Go, sister! Tell me about it! Tell me about it! It's been that good, has it not? It's all proven. It all works. But what I'm doing, from my standpoint, that same email I sent every single person here once Q4 was wrapping up, send me a complete assessment of your market. Anyone you want to fire, I need to know why you're going to terminate them. I want to know all their strengths, all their weaknesses, and if they're right or not right for this job. Guess what? I've already done that on all of you in this room. But you know what? No matter what I know and what I saw up to this point, doesn't matter to me. Because every single person that's in this room is the same as this whiteboard. With me from this point forward, it's completely blank. I'm saying that because if there's anyone in this room that hasn't been on top of their game and probably missed every scheduling deadline, like Mr. Adler, it's okay. I don't hate him. I love him. He knows this. I love this man. He knows I love him. Which is why I brought him here to Vegas. Why I hired this man. To train this man in Vegas. Why I promoted this man. To work with this man in Vegas. I did it because my board, from this point, today, right now, with you, everyone here is completely white and clean. Like nothing happened. On any single thing. I'm telling you all this because I want to make sure that everyone understands from this point forward, it's that serious that every single little thing that's being rolled out the right way be adhered to a T, and that every single person in here be a doer. Be a doer. Be a doer. Be a doer. I just brought on Mr. Torville. I brought this man on. He made me a promise that he was going to do something. Remember? Yeah. I've held him to it since day one because he made me a promise. And the promise he made me was a big doer promise, wasn't it? And if this man continues on the road he's on right now with me, on the doer phase that he is, the possibilities are endless at this point. He knows it too. He does. You got to remember, I just need a reason to pay people. I really just need a reason. That's all I need is a reason. I just have to have a reason. But one thing I want to make sure everyone understands is I don't work on entitlement. I don't. I work on hard work. We said it best. We work hard.
Really hard.
Okay? But when we work hard, that first 72 hours in training, what happens with the whole rest of the training? It goes a lot easier, doesn't it, all that. So that's where I'm going with your districts and your areas and your markets. That's where I'm going with this. What happens from this conference in the first 72 hours?
Hard work.
First 72 weeks?
Hard work.
Hard work.
That's right, but what you do at the beginning could pave your way for the rest of your life, couldn't it?
I'm gonna retire on this job.
Exactly. And if you're not looking at this job as a retirement job, if you're not looking at this job to be a member of the upper management, because you're already management, so I'm not going to tell you if you're not looking to be management, you already are managers. There are so many bigger positions available right now. But I don't have doers to give them to. I'm going to call it like it is. That's what we do. If this man wouldn't have started day one and physically told me, Chad, I want to train managers for a living. That's what I want to do for you. And then did it. And then showed me what he wanted to do. And turned me on every step of the way. He wouldn't be where he is right now. Who knows? Mr. Karat could be there. Seriously. If you weren't around and you weren't doing what you're doing, no offense, because I got something else you're doing.
None taken. You know I don't want to send emails all day.
Exactly. But would y'all agree with what you just saw Mr. Karat do today up here today? Would he be not the perfect person for the position if Mr. Coffee wasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. Push him down like a ditch if you want.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
It's that serious. It's that serious. And I know a lot of you have altered little things because you've worked on those things with me. You've come with me. I've had managers come with me and say, Chad, what am I doing completely wrong? Because you know what? I'm not the kind of guy that's going to go pick on you or try to nitpick every little thing you do. Because if you don't want to change for yourself, then who am I to change you? Because the change ain't going to stick. We all know that. You got to want the change. You got to want the change. You want the change, then you're going to make the change happen. So I have people, hey Chad, what about my image don't you like? Because I know you don't like something in my image. Damn Skippy, I don't like something in your image. And I'm going to tell you now that you asked me. And I told them all the different things that I found unprofessional and not working. Boom, 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 boom. And I listed it out and I did it. Because you've got to remember, I'm not trying to turn you to work for me. I'm not. I'm not. And if I have to, this isn't the right position for you. You've got to turn me on why you should work for me. And what you're doing for me. It's not what I'm going to do for you. What are you going to do for me today? Today, right now. What are you going to do? Because if you're not willing to do what you need to do for me, for the company, to get where you need to go, there's probably somebody else that's ready to step in that position and do those things that they need to do. We're just talking real here, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's business 101. Remember I told you, I'm not a pitchman, I'm not an actor, I'm not an actress. I'm a businessman. That's what I do for a living. That's what I do. While my hotel and everything's being built in Ecuador, I'm here playing around with you guys, having fun. It is what it is. This is my fun. This is what I'm doing. Okay? And while I'm doing it, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, but the one thing I'm not going to do is push you to do what you need to do. Why? Because somebody else is going to push you, or push you away, or push you out. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. Therefore, if there's something dull, I got to get it away. Because you're going to make all the rest of my other things dull too. So think about everything you learned today, because it's deep, isn't it? And probably as you're learning it, as you were being told it, you were like, whoa, I'm not doing that. Or wow, that makes sense. Or wow, that was a good idea. Or ooh, I like that a lot. Am I right? Is that what y'all thought all day?
Yeah.
So it's about being doers. It's about being doers. So, what I would like for me, but it's really for you. We all have different downtimes, whether that's on the toilet, whether that's chilling out before they go to bed, you know what I'm saying, doing nothing. Y'all know what I mean. We all have a little downtime, right? Me, I grab my phone out when I have downtime, and I go to my notepad, and if you look on my phone on my notepad, you're going to probably see it just goes on and on and on and on with notes that I make to myself about different projects or different tasks that I have going on. So what you need to do today, next time you use the toilet, who knows, is Mrs. Dolph say, you know what? These are all the things that I'm not doing in my market right now. And this is my action plan to self. Why? Because she wants to be a doer. The person that's not a doer takes all this information Mr. Coffee and Mr. Roccaforte have taken their hard-earned time and put together for you and says, yeah, that's nice. I got this. I've been doing this 7 years. I know what I'm doing. That's nice. And that person probably won't be here at Q2 conference. Because you've got to remember, the way this has been done now is I don't need any district manager in the company. I don't need one. I don't need one, believe it or not. I don't need one. What I need is trainers only. I can have everything else managed from a corporate standpoint, an eye in the sky type thing. I can. Until I get the right district manager in there that's going to do the things they need to do. That's going to be a doer. That's going to be able to work on what? Urgent and important. Prioritize the things they're supposed to. Not miss deadlines. Not play with people's jobs. Not jeopardize my money. My retirement for the third time. His retirement. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. It's about what you're doing for yourself. And that's what I want to make sure every single person takes away from today. If you're doing this for me, or Mr. Roccaforte, or Mr. Coffee, or Twin Towers, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You've got to be doing it for you. Mrs. Dolph, do you really want to build the #1 market in the company?
Yep.
With 100 representatives?
Yep.
Okay. Are you willing to sacrifice certain things? And have you seen by cutting certain things out of your life, you have improved other things and made your job completely easier in the big picture?
Yep.
Okay, see where I'm going with this? Working smart, not hard. So please, for yourselves, take everything that you've learned today, and the first time you have alone time, don't turn on the tube and watch TV. Don't get on the internet and Google stuff. Don't call the old girlfriend you haven't talked to in 10 years. Am I right?
Don't do that anymore.
Saving your benefits or X's for a reason.
I don't want you calling me.
Do you see where I'm going with this, though?
Yeah.
Because let me tell everybody here in this room something, and I'm going to ask one person that only knows me because she follows me around 24 hours a day as my assistant. But does my mind ever turn off?
Oh God, no.
Never, never. It's a curse. It's a curse. I'm a doer by nature. Therefore, if there's something that needs to be done, I cannot go to sleep unless it's done. I can't. I can't. Why? Because I do things today that others can't and won't tomorrow. And if you live by that motto, I assure you beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're probably going to put $1 million in your pocket with me. And that's no chump change. I'm going to share something with everyone in the room that some of you may know, some of you may not know. I've been in negotiations with Twin Towers over probably about the last 30 days-ish. I'm signing a 10-year contract so that I won't leave Twin Towers because of what I'm building. That's my commitment. It's a pretty big commitment. I only wanted to give 4 years. I was asked for 10 because it's that serious. I'm not playing around. If I'm going to dedicate 10 years of my life to a company, guess what? I'm going to trim the fat so clean. I'm going to make this so perfect that it's going to look good, smell good, and work good. Completely. And you guys all have my commitment today that if there's anything that's not above board, or there's anything that's not laid out the way my national training manager is delegating it to be laid out, you won't work for him because I'll remove you before he tells me to. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the people that follow his system, the people that listen to the development specialist with the pitches and the techniques and the training, it works. We just let a district manager go. I terminated him after Mr. Coffee surveilled for me for a couple of days on his work. What did we find out? We found out things like he was teaching people to do a buy two, get one free. Illegal. Illegal. We found that he was changing scripts to his own personal liking of what he thought worked best. Because he'd been doing this for a long time. Yeah, his agents were also the worst in the company. I could go on and 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 on. I only tell you this because the list we found was this long. He was my first target. What do I mean by target? That means I told Mr. Coffee to go in and find out every single little thing he could about this person that was not on protocol and above board. Mr. Coffee went there thinking no matter what, I'm going to change him and I'm going to make him better.
Everybody's got a coffee. Everybody's got a coffee.
You got to remember, I knew what was going on. But he still has that mindset, like he's supposed to. I'm here to train you to do your job right. And until I train you to do your job right and you fail, I haven't done my job. Am I right?
You're right.
And I respect that and appreciate that. That's why he's sitting there. So I'm only telling you this because I already told you that the three of us were coming to your market. Every single market. And we're not leaving until it's the way we want it. But I'm giving you the opportunity to take everything that you've learned today, everything you're going to learn tomorrow and Wednesday, and do what? Implement it and be a doer. Correct. If each one of you can be doers and take these notes, take these teachings, take these protocols, take these tidbits, take these motivations, take these terms, take everything that you have here today and just do it, you'll be here forever and be multimillionaires. Because let me ask each one of you a question. If you were getting a quarter a unit, which is what your override is right now-ish, roughly, per market, correct? Okay? And you were getting it off of the whole United States of America, would it be a big deal?
Yep.
He is. He is now. Who's going to be my next one? Probably Mr. Karat right now. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because guess what? He can't advance and be promoted until what?
Until I find somebody to replace me.
Guess what? You can't be promoted until what? And how do you find people to replace you?
Higher.
To do everything that we showed today. Am I not right?
Right.
Was this the blueprint?
Yep.
Was it the action plan?
Yep.
Is it a no-brainer?
Yep.
Can everyone do that?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So here's the deal. I'm really, really pumped up. Each one of you guys are here. I'm sure you can see we've spent a ton of money thus far and you haven't even seen anything yet. You know what I'm saying? You really haven't. It's on that level. You guys will laugh, when I tell you this. This operation, is one of many vertical operations in the TTT family, correct? For years, probably about 4 years, this company did blah, 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 blah sales. Let's just call it like it is, okay? My predecessor, the VP, was not a doer. I am a doer. Therefore, I took her job. It's okay. But I'm telling you this because for 4 years, the company just didn't even think about the pitching operation. Had the biggest accounts worldwide. My goodness, the other organization we worked for is in London with one chain. You know why they couldn't get more than one chain? Because I got them all already. You didn't know that, did you? You got a chip for that, Dad. You may have not heard about us, and that's fine. We didn't brag to be the retail-tainment company of the world. We didn't say we were worldwide because we worked military bases all over the world. No. We got offices. Google them. You'll see. There's a whole London office with representatives.
I need to be trained.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
There's a whole office in France, Puerto Rico, Mexico, just to name a few. And guess what? This company needs worldwide regional managers. It needs area managers. It needs people to replace everyone. Everyone. When I sign this new contract, there'll be a VP of Field Operations open. It's up to you what you do with it. Because when I came to Twin Towers, I was thrown a script and I was trained for a week and told, go do it. I said, do what? They said, build it. I said, build what? They said everything. Do it. I said, that's a lot of work. My boss hates me.
Rick, you want to help? And Rick went, yeah, that's a lot of work. Hey, Keith, you want to help? And I went, yeah, that's a lot of work. Hey,
Well, what
Dustin,
did
you want to
I
help?
But what did I do? I did the same thing Mr. Coffee said. I delegated the responsibility, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I'm still delegating it today. Because when I hired Jude, what did I do? Delegated the responsibility. When I hired Jude, what did I do? Delegated the responsibility. You guys see where I'm going with this? I'm not the brand master, and I can't do half of what you guys can. I can't. I'm not. I wish I was as good as you guys in here. I really do. I listen to you. I watch you. You know why I like Mr. Coffee so much? Because he's a good student and a good teacher both. He teaches very, very well. But everything that he's been showing you today, believe it or not, we didn't discuss prior, did we?
No.
But over the last year, have we not talked about everything on here? And is everything you discuss in line with my teachings of what I've taught you?
Yep.
It's everything. And many of you that were trained with me are probably thinking back like, damn, you're right, we did start training on this thing, and wow, you're right, I did do this. Oh, whoa, it makes sense, he did do that. Oh, right, it was like that. Oh, my goodness, he is. Wow. Imagine that. You got the blueprint. You got the resources. This right now is the new TTT. I was having dinner with the CEO the other day, and he was thanking me for what I've done for him. He's a happier person now. He's involved in the day-to-day operation of this segment of TTT now, whereas for years, he just looked the other way and had no idea what was going on and didn't care. It didn't matter to him anymore. Now it does, because it matters to me. And my teachings are in line with his teachings. I'm just waking him up from the past. Good is the enemy of great. Good is the enemy of great. My job is to surround myself with the smartest and the best people in the world. That's what I'm doing. That's why I just hired Judy. How many states were you over before?
14.
And you're over one, sitting in here. The woman was over 14 states, road warrior, checking on all your reps, weren't you? See where I'm going with this? I'm going to find the best talent in the world. I really will. That's my goal and my job. But what I'm saying to each one of you here in this conference is that you have the decision to either stay where you are and move up 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 until you're taking a piece of everything, just like someone new off the street that I'm bringing in as top talent, like Mr. Warren that just came in. You know, you didn't know him, nobody knew him here. He came from a competitor, and his job was to fix broken branches. He was the best. And look where he's sitting now. You weren't even pitching or in this business recently, were you? You were done with it, weren't you? That's right. Just like Lopez was done with it when I got her over. Just like, where is it? Who are? Mr. Bender. How long did you stop pitching before I brought you over?
A year.
But I knew he was one badass. Y'all don't know this. Mr. Bender was my roommate back in Wisconsin at the state fair that I went to within my first 30 days of this whole pitching spree.
Good time.
Really was a good time. Oh, yeah.
Best westerns and everything.
I tell you all this because I never forget things. I don't forget people that take care of me ever. I really don't. I really don't. I don't forget about people that are loyal to me ever. I really don't. I do not forget about the people that take care of me and my family. Which brings me to the real reason we're all sitting here. I had a decision to make when this all started. And the decision was I was going to play around for a couple years because I had about 2 years to goof off with while the rest of the development went down in Ecuador. We had about 2 years left. We don't have that now, but we had at the time. Then it came to the point where I'm being asked to sign a 10-year contract. That's a pretty heavy deal when I've already retired and done my thing a couple times over. Agreed? It's kind of a big deal. I don't want to retire when I'm 50. My goodness. My goal was 40, period. 40, period. Done. Not able to look at a darn thing again, letting everything monetize the way it is, and I'm set up for that right now. But you know what? There's something more important in life than me. That's my family. I have children. Many of you know this. I love my children dearly. I'm agreeing for this next venture of the new TTT for one reason and one reason only. Some of the New Yorkers know this because we talked at our team dinner we had. I've set up a new company called H3C. Stands for Hunter and Chloe. Those are my children. My proceeds don't go to my pocket that I make every day. They go to my kids' company that I've set up for their retirement. I'm planning today for them 10 years down the road. So I tell you this because I have nothing to lose right now, but I have everything to gain. So if you think you can cross me, you think you can not do what you're supposed to do, and be here for the big picture for all eternity, smell up and wake up, drink another cup of coffee. No pun intended.
Everybody like it.
But I tell you this because what I said earlier is true. I had to do whatever I had to do to get to 100. Because when I accepted the job as the company trainer, I was told 100 people. I needed to recruit, train, and manage. Whew, I said, that's a lot of work. So you know what I did? What you see here. This is who helped me recruit and train the 100 people. Okay? But guess what? That's all over. We're already inking the contract. I don't care at this point about doing whatever it takes. What I care about at this point is doing it right. And doing it one time and only one time. That's it. And it's that serious. It's that serious. So take control of your own destiny for what it's worth. Because it's worth a lot. This company is not worried about how it's going to make the next payroll. In fact, it's probably one of the only companies that you can call your boss and say, I need 1,000 today.
It's true.
And what's your boss going to do?
We'll get it.
Wire. Take care of you. Thanks.
In a matter of seconds normally too, huh?
Yes, thank you.
But it's that kind of deal. If we were worried about money, would we be doing that to people?
No.
You guys see where I'm going with this, okay? If we were worried about money, would we spend $1,000 in training to a trainer and pay them overrides?
No.
Other companies go, I don't know how they can do it. We're debt-free, that's how. We don't owe anybody any money. I don't know if you guys know that. Buildings, properties, equipment, stock, whatever. I got 15 warehouses. 15. 3 of them in the U.S. 12 of them aren't.
I was gonna say, where are all these warehouses then?
3 in the U.S., 1 on each coast, 1 in the middle. One's in Kansas City, as you know. One's in L.A. Probably 1 in Jersey. And I have 12 more internationally. Okay? We're probably on our quick service restaurants, one of the largest quick service restaurant providers. You guys are probably all eating in our restaurants in the Walmart.
Yep.
He
You know?
money back.
If you start seeing the new Checkers and the Auntie Anne combos, those are us. We just switched it from Subway to something different. But those are all ours. I'm telling you about what you're involved in because maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know. I didn't know. I really didn't. I didn't know. I didn't. But it's big. It's real big, put it that way, okay? I mean, life-changing big. Really is. I've been asked to do other ventures, not just what we're working on now. I can't do those until what? And I train somebody to take my position. Just like you can't move up until somebody's there to take your position. Am I right? Same deal. I'm not going to remind you and I'm not going to ride you. It's going to be up to each one of you. I'm delegating this to you. You all babysit my money. We all know that. You're babysitting my money because when you make money now, Mr. Burke, who else makes money? That's right. That's right. That's right. But you know what the good news is? Guess what? Guess what? You have every single opportunity to be right here, don't you?
That's right.
How many years ago did you start with me?
Going on 2 years. 2 years now.
2 years ago. What's so funny is the beginning, I'm not going to go into all the details, but Mr. Burke was just a representative with me years ago. And on my personal time, outside of the job, I went and took care of some personal business with Mr. Burke to make sure and better his life for the bigger picture and just made it. And you know what he told me after? He goes, you know what? No employer has ever taken the time that you have taken with me today to help me in life. Am I right?
That's right. And it did change my entire life. I'm debt-free, been able to pay off my folks' bills, and that was before coming to this company. Now it's even better. It's like, I just bought a new truck. My dad still texts me, son, I love your truck. I'm so proud of you. I'm like,
but you know what's funny? When Mr. Burke came for me, his family didn't believe in this job. They tried to actually turn him away from this job. Mr. Burke almost walked out of the store on me within his first week after training, didn't you?
sure did.
But who showed up at your store?
You and your boss.
That's right. And I took every single issue that man had going in his life, and I said, that's nice. Because there's no problem without a solution, is there? He said, this is my issue, this is my issue, this is my issue, and this is my issue, and this is what I'm dealing with. And what did I say?
We'll put you on an anchor out.
Did you
And we started changing his life that next week. I'm talking about the man didn't even have a car.
I had a car, I didn't have a
Wait,
license.
I didn't have a license, okay. I think we're driving somewhere. Something we're driving, right?
Yeah, right.
I know. So you know what this man did? You walked about a mile every day to work, didn't you?
Sure did.
That's right. I dropped him off at the nearest hotel to a store in BFE in the country in Alabama.
Hartsel.
Hartsville? That's right. And he walked over a mile every single day back and forth. Am I right?
Right.
That wasn't the only time he did it, did you?
No.
He did it next week, and the next week, and the next week, until he had everything he needed to change his life the right way. Why? Because I saw what the problem was, and I knew the only solution. I fired. Hardcore. I have no problem making decisions quick. None. None of you guys may be at that level yet, but you will be. It takes training of the mind, and you'll get it. The way you'll get there is by doing everything you need to do today so that your mind isn't thinking about all those other things because they're already done. And when everything that you need to do is already done, your mind is empty and can handle the things at hand just like that. Just like that. And every single person in this room has the chance, this job, where you're at right now, let's just look at it. If you made that in 1 year, how much could you put in the bank and save? Just somebody give me a number.
200.
At least 150. But at least 150, right?
Yeah.
At least. Let's just play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So that takes that down to 150K, right? I just told you I signed on for how many years? That's right. What's 10 times 150?
1.5 million.
How much?
1.5 million.
I don't know if anybody's checked. You can live off the interest of 1.5 million alone. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Real easy. And not even sweat small stuff. Just laugh. Every one of you has this opportunity here, but the good news is it doesn't have to stop at this. Does it?
No.
No,
This year.
No.
His smallest bonus is 100K this year he's got on the table to earn.
Smallest bonus.
Smallest. All right?
Keyword bonus.
Bonus. On top of everything else.
Hey, Adam, don't give him back that 100. I expect to be in the list.
It's that serious.
Yeah.
Here's where you need to think about it. I told you we do things today that others can't won't tomorrow, right? You have to be about it. You have to be about it. For you. Because you're only cheating yourself. You're really only cheating yourself here. Just remember, if you can't dedicate yourself to this 1,000%, it's okay to tap out before you take it out. It really is. Because you can still make $100K a year pitching, can't you? And you all love to pitch, right? So you still have a $100,000 job no matter what you do after this conference. Now you got more tools, so you can really make more money. Because you know the secrets and the formulas for yourself, at least. But it doesn't have to stop with yourself at that. It can be that, plus that, times that, equaling that. That's no chump change. It's no chump change. I would put in stone right now, if this man accomplishes his agenda that he's been assigned, that's a good word for it, huh?
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if next year he made 7 figures. It wouldn't. It really wouldn't. Because at the end of this, when I sign for 10 years, I'm also signing for this. 1,000 representatives worldwide.
200 sets each.
Minimum.
A week.
Per week.
That's nuts.
That's insane
How many reps are there now?
when you think about it. We just told you 100 on this team. Twin Towers has hundreds of other reps. They are not under my management yet, and they are not in the new TTT yet. They're being transitioned out or in the program one by one by one by one by one. We have 2 coming on, for instance, this month right now. They're being hand-selected by me based on if they meet my mold. Remember, we say we hire people that we like and we want to work with? I'm the same way with bringing people on that are already here. There are people we've said, hell no, we're not bringing them on the new TTT. Am I right?
Make you work my BJs.
It's true. That's where all the credit accounts are getting worked. By the average reps that are not on the new system. The people that think they're the one-man show and don't need to do nothing, and don't need to communicate, just give me my story, let me be my damn boss. Those people don't work here. They don't. It doesn't match with the philosophies and the culture. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. So I'm empowering each one of you to do some personal soul searching about what's really important for you. For real, what's important for you? Is watching TV important? Or making sure that you mold this representative the right way and get them on track for success? Because at those kind of overrides, that head's probably worth about $5,000 a year. Agree? 30 people worth $150 a year. Agree? And those are at minimum levels. Remember, I'm a devil's advocate kind of worker. I didn't tell y'all based on 200 units apiece and blah, blah, blah. No. 100, which we all know is a joke, which we all committed to getting the trainees to week 1 pretty much, right? That's less than 20 cents a shift. If you can't get a rep to do 20 cents a shift, yeah, you shouldn't be here. We all know that. So yeah, it's what are you willing to do for a minimum of $1.5 million in a retirement? Because y'all love the job. You do. You passed that part. You did this more than 90 days. If you've done this more than 90 days, you're hooked. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be hooked and it's no stress,
Might as well go for it.
you might as well just take the money and
Might as well keep
retire.
on running.
Yeah.
I run this.
Mr. Hadass, you just came on recently to my management staff, correct?
That is correct.
Me and you've been talking for probably about a year about this-ish.
Something like that.
There we go.
Since
He's-
the other company, you've been like, well, you're going to be right up there with me someday, Adam. Come on now. He sent me an email. A couple of months ago. He's like, Adam, when are you going to step up and be PDM? And I said, well, Chad, I don't really think I can commit to that. It's just, I'm trying to be an actor. He didn't write back at all. I was like, my schedule doesn't warrant a promotion. I had a couple of chats with some important people. This guy here. He's like, just take it. He's like, just go and take it. So I wrote Chad another email. I said, Chad, I'm going to do both. He said, fantastic. Let's get this started. That was it. That was all it was. He was just waiting for me to take it.
I was. If you're here, I want you to be here. Because if I didn't want you here, I wouldn't have invited you. I would have terminated you before the conference like I've done others. Look around. You don't see everybody here that was here last time. If not, I'll show you the video and you can watch and pick out who's all not here. They were unethical. They didn't follow what I said. They were a one-man show, thought they knew everything. And they were going to cheat the system of life. No, sir. Not under my management, not under this man's tutelage. He's way smarter than me, remember. I hire people smarter than me. I just told you were all smarter than me because you train way better than me. I can't hold a stick to everyone that's in this room. I wish I could. I really do, I wish I could. But I know it's not me. I have a different talent. You guys are all unique and special individuals. And I love you for who you are. I love you for the quirky things you do. I love it for the eccentric things that you have in your life or that you do, or how you act, or how you are. I love this about each one of you. So if I love you and the company loves you and it's willing to spend thousands on thousands of dollars to make you happy and to give you all the tools that you need to be successful, and you're not willing to put 1,000% effort in it, then tap out. Tap out quick. Tap out quick before you take it out. But if this is for you, then look at this number as your minimum retirement. How old are you?
27.
You want to retire by the time you're 37?
Yeah.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Thanks, Skip. It feels good.
And then I'd go back to that.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? How old are you? Would you retire when you're 37 if you had 1.5 million in the bank?
No, I think more.
There you go. You'd be happy at 1.5, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You wouldn't be worried about nothing. Probably be more aggressive in life because you have more to risk and nothing to lose.
That's probably true.
Okay? How old are you, Mr. Burke?
28.
So old. You ever think about retiring when you're 38 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think this job could get you there?
Especially the way y'all planned it out today. Y'all mapped it out.
And you know me.
I
You know me
couldn't
for
see it.
years.
I couldn't see it before today. I
Okay.
just couldn't see doing what we were doing, just kind of finagling out around, kind of haphazardly. Y'all mapped it out. Rick and Peter, y'all mapped it out so perfectly. It's like Garmin.
These teachings have been tried all year in various places. A lot of it is my personal things. A lot of it is Rick taking my things and adding to or taking away. A lot of it's Mr. Roccaforte fighting both of us. It's
But he
okay,
trained
it's
us.
constructive. I'm telling you this because it isn't all by chance. You're all sitting here for a reason. You were hand selected. Every single person was hand selected that's here right now. But this will be what you do with it after you leave here today. And it all starts right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. I'm going to ask for some commitments before you leave. I'm not going to ask for them now. But I'm going to let you know I am asking for commitments before you leave. I don't want you to commit to anything you can't do, because we all know if you commit to me and you don't do it, what happens?
No.
It really is. So with that being said, take everything you've learned today, use your own personal time when you would rather do frivolous things that would never get you ahead in life and do nothing but cloud your brain with garbage of the world. Do I watch TV? No. Why? Because it's garbage getting in my mind. I'm here to make money and retire again. Why? Because it's fun.
And then you say, I retired 4 times.
It really
How many
is.
times have you retired?
It's that kind of system. And then you take stupid jobs and you just say, how fast can I get to where I need to go? I want each one of you to think about, are you willing to say, I want to see how fast I can climb this ladder of success. Are you willing to say, I don't care what I have to do the next 12 months. In the big picture, my life is going to be so fat and things are going to be so awesome that I don't ever have to worry about anything ever again. Versus being an unemployment statistic or an unemployed actor who had to settle for a mediocre job ringing up people at the Sears, huh? And I'm using a real story of one of your reps, am I not?
Me.
You? Okay. I didn't mean that bad. She's a damn district manager. And you were ringing up stuff at Sears, weren't you?
In the tools and lawn and garden department. $6 an hour and 1% commission.
And now they're running a 100% retention market that just did this.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Key factor here, this young lady wouldn't work for another organization that did similar things than us because of how they work and their ethics and their morals. But you know what? When this opportunity came along, it was the right opportunity, wasn't it? And you've never turned back, have you?
Not even once.
No. Because from the beginning, you knew the vision. You knew the dream. This man has a plan. I know he does. He hasn't told all of us, but he has a master plan. From the way he's working, I see it. It's loud and clear, and it's screaming all the way in my ear. And it's not going out this side either. It's staying right there. He knows. Do we communicate often?
Barely.
Barely. Do I know everything that's going on?
Yeah.
You don't get questions. He gets questions. He gets all the questions. So I tell you this because I'm not saying I know everything, but I know what's up. And if I don't know it, I'll figure it out. I'll find it. It'll get told to me. Everyone's true colors come out. It's not what you do when I'm around. It's what you do when I'm not. That's what makes a true winner. That's what makes a true leader. That's what makes a true company man. That you're not only protecting your job, but you're protecting the jobs of hundreds of other people. You're protecting your retirement. Because if I told you you were going to get $1.5 million within 10 years and you knew somebody was stealing, what would you do?
Get rid of them.
Quick, huh? So if somebody's not following protocol in your market and it's a safety hazard, they could be doing something that's unsafe that could get us sued and lose a contract. It's your job and your moral obligation to solve it. Because if not, you might not be here tomorrow. So I'm not scaring anyone, but I want everyone to really understand that I don't mess with things. And when my kids are involved, that's a whole nother ball of wax. And that's what's on the table for me. For me. I love my children. And if I'm going to dedicate all this time to doing what we're doing, which has been very successful, as you guys can see. If you haven't seen this company progress every single month over the last 12 months, I don't know where you've been watching. Because I've seen things change 360. And my commitment to you guys is to fix every single problem that's out there to a T. You don't have to tell me about it. I know about them already. I know about them all. And I'm fixing them one by one by one. And if they're not fixed now, then trust me, there's a chessboard in place. Because I work how many moves ahead, Mr. Roccaforte?
About 15 to 20.
About 15 to 20 moves ahead. How many chessboards I have going at one time?
Probably you're playing a solid 5-board, 10-board tables. You're business-wise, you would be business-wise, put over to chess terms, you'd be considered a grandmaster at this point.
That's what you have to deal with. So therefore, it's real easy just to go with the system and make a lot of money, then buck the system and have to leave.